All right, we are live. The Real Kyper and Bourne Show, Season 5, Leaf Edition hour of our program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Derek Brandeo, Jake the Snake Schultz. We are live on Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet 590, The Fan in Toronto, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. Also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Terrific 2 hours coming up. Jim Ralph, of course, does a great job as a radio color analyst, along with Joe Bowen, will join us in about 35 minutes. And at the top of the hour in our national program, we'll welcome in Terry Ryan, one-time Montreal Canadian, former pro, but now known best as one of the stars of Shoresy.
Yeah.
And yours truly will play against Terry Ryan and the cast of Shoresy tomorrow night at Scotiabank Arena, where, like, I don't know how many people are going to come. It's almost sold out. I think there's still tickets available if you want to,
Do you have any access to tickets? My wife really wants to go. So
you know what?
You got to hook me up.
I got to tell you something. Like, I'm getting bombarded since I started announcing this on our show.
Really?
People are like, "Can you get me tickets?" And no, I can't. I can't.
It's like me with Leaf tickets. People are like, "Oh yeah, you probably have access." Can you
Sammy,
get me some?
I'd love
absolutely
to.
cannot.
I'd love to hook you up, but there's like 10 people.
Well, I
in front
can't
of
go.
you right
I can't
now.
go anyway. I mean, we're doing a Leaf stock, so I mean,
Are you?
we aren't, but I am.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
So
can't go.
looking forward to Terry Ryan in the next hour. In the meantime, who had Willie Nylander in the center square of their overtime bingo card last night?
Yeah, it's just free. It's
Me.
the free spot.
Yeah, I had it. Everyone had it.
He's the all-time leading overtime goal scorer in Toronto Maple Leafs history now.
Yeah, I hate that stat, but
Well, we'll break into a lot of stuff here, but okay, let's just start off the top. That, like, this was.
hey, before we get into this,
Okay.
I just want to do two things.
Do three things.
Remind everybody that tomorrow, because I was talking about the weird puck drop time, that got me reminding.
Yes.
That we are on 2 to 4:30 tomorrow.
Okay.
So it's an extra half hour. We're not on from our usual 4 to 5 because the Leafs are playing during our usual time slot.
Yeah.
So we are 2 to 4. So it's a throwback to the Jays times where we were that time. So 2 to 4 tomorrow. If you're
Okay.
listening to this,
Great.
Leafs hour will be 2:00 hour.
And
Continue.
officially, welcome back.
Oh, yeah.
You sound a little better.
Yeah.
You sound like you got more spring in your step.
Yeah.
You're obviously back from your millennial cold.
Listen, I tried to push through 2 days. I gave it a real hard try, but it was not a good scene yesterday. I will say, Kyper, I woke up this morning around 8 a.m., the crack of 8 a.m. when I usually wake up, and I looked at my phone and I had a message from you at like 7:30 being like, "How you feeling, Sammy?" I'm like, "You miss me, bud?
Buddy,
Did you miss me?"
you give me the nod, and I'm bringing chicken soup over. I'll bring you a Greek soup if I knew it could get you back.
He's ready, pal.
Yeah, whoa. But yeah, I just pulled a Kyper and something played over here. But yeah, no, I'm back.
Good.
Yesterday was not pretty. I didn't want to expose you guys to what I was feeling like, but I'm feeling better today.
Glad
Not
to hear
perfect,
it.
but
Glad to hear
good
it.
enough to go.
Listen, we'll discuss what we liked, what we didn't like last night, but at the end of the day, or at the end of the night,
Yep.
the glass was half full.
It's
for
full
head
of
coach.
points. You can only get 2 points, and they got 2. Looked pretty bleak there when Zach Werenski shot one into the net, the only one to get past Woll. I guess he actually shot 2 past Woll, and they got a gift in the one case. But yeah, happy to see the results. I thought Joseph Woll, their best player, gave them a chance and kind of bought them some time here on this road trip to figure things out, as they try to get healthy and get back to full strength.
I would say that Easton Cowan firing it in the net off the Willie Nylander pass, his reaction, I don't know if it was just his reaction or just the way that game was feeling or just the season. That felt really important.
That was a big
Like, that felt like
Tavares battle here.
it's great. And it's a really nice touch pass from Willie. Great shot, by the way, by Cowan.
Yeah.
Opposite side, pose.
He's dying, folks. Give him a sec. Give him a sec. Buying him time.
Just felt like a big moment.
So
in the Leafs
to
season.
Sammy's point, the raw reaction from this kid, and it's not so much when he dropped on his knees, it's when the boys started circling around him, and just the raw emotion of what he was feeling at that time was like peak for me over the 22 games, 23 games.
Yeah.
Like, how is it so hard for a lot of other guys not to feel like that
Yeah.
at any point so far to start the season? That's what I drew out of that when it was all said and done, is like, can we get more guys on the team to feel like that?
Well, it's funny because I actually sent you guys the quote from it was San Jose Sharks coach Warsofsky, is it, said about Colorado. He said the way they play shift in, shift out, they get in your face, they win pucks. I mean, it's 6-0. Malinsky's chasing our guy down the half wall like it's 0-0 in Game 5 of the Cup final. We need to get to that mentality. Leafs do too.
Yeah.
You know, like that constant pedal down. This is important. Let's go. Great to see from Cowan. And I will say, you said the game was important. He feels important.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's maybe a detriment to the team of how key he feels to them.
I don't know. People keep saying that. Why is it so bad that he matters?
This much?
I don't know how much this much is. I just think he's one of the guys who matters now.
I mean,
He's good.
he's playing with Willie and Tavares.
Good player.
We'll get Craig Berube's overall view of the game, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about Cowan a little deeper.
Well, a good PK in the first period. I think the period was even, but we got 3 penalties, and guys did a good job killing the penalties, and the goalie was solid. Second period, I thought we were pretty good. I thought it was a low event period, but we played properly. And in the third, like, it's just a little bit not loose, but just some situations where puck play or just some situational play that we gave them some opportunities. But we found a way to win the game, which is the most important thing. Goalie was really good. And I thought the 3 guys that came in tonight that were injured were pretty good for us tonight.
Yeah, he was right on loose.
In the third?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so mad when Cowan scores this big emotional moment. And was it the next shift, boys?
Next shift. Yeah. Grade A.
The Woll has to make his 2 best saves of the game immediately. I'm like, are you kidding me, guys? Dig in.
It's funny. I know that they lost a couple good defensive forwards, Marner, Kampf. Those guys are not there, but like there's so many game states right now where you watch guys, and for me, it's always the high forward where I'm like, where are you going? Oh, God, it's a rush against. Just like, why aren't you pulling out? Why aren't you thinking defensively? And I mean, the Willie one, he actually sat a couple shifts for it on the 5-man power play where he dives in on a puck. It's like, have you no situational awareness? Like, you can't just stand flat-footed in the middle of the ice and NHLer has solid possession coming at you.
And Simmer, who's such a pro, even was like, you see Willie not moving his feet there. And you're like, yeah, if Simmer's saying it, it's like, you're probably going to sit a shift or 2.
Yeah. We stay on Willie and Berube now, or?
I mean, sure.
We got to get to them all. So
okay, so not Willie's finest game for the first 50 minutes.
No,
right? And like, it just seems like it's an ongoing thing between now Berube and Willie.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the cameras are just catching it at the right time and they're missing maybe other exchanges, but Willie, to me, last night he's like, I think he's getting his fill of it right now. I think he's pretty close to going,
hey man,
I've had enough.
Well, that's as much as you can talk back to a coach, being gesticulating in a general direction, and that's the maximum allowed before they tell you don't get to hockey. That's usually pretty much the limits.
But this has always been. It's seemingly since Berube's arrived, this has been what the relationship has been. A two-way street.
Yeah, but
they love to talk hockey. They're open with each other, blah, blah, blah.
But
standing there being like, that's a different look.
There's a couple of things that we haven't seen, and I don't know if it was our game or not, but you made the comment about Willie, the end of the period, and Willie sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
So that was off of another exchange. And even on his game-winning goal last night in overtime, not the usual Willie type of feeling or emotion on, as Sammy would say, his celly.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems to me like...
You heard your show the other day when you buried him?
I didn't bury him.
When he was like, oh, this guy's scoring, wearing $50,000 suits.
60.
Whatever it was.
But I don't know. It's a fine line here. I can see both sides. I can see Berube as a head coach saying, Willie, we need this, this, and this, and I'm going to stay on you until I get it. And then I've also lived other sides of these type of players and the coach where it's, to Sammy's point, we've seen it for a long time, but what happens, Sammy, is somebody gets tired of it real quick here.
Yeah.
And there is a fine line. It wouldn't be the first time I've seen a player shut down the coach too, right? And it's like, all right, you cross the line, you're going to lose me.
But I know one thing, and that's that you can't lay off Willie. You can't just go, well, this guy just does his own thing. I guess I better just let him go because he'll take 10 games
But
off.
when they were in first place, he did say that. I just leave him alone.
But he doesn't. Whatever he said, he doesn't leave him alone.
You can leave him alone when you're at the top of the Atlantic Division. What you can't do is leave him alone when you're at the bottom.
Was it last year that Willie had like 97 points and had like 2 in the last 11 games or something? Like he kind of shut down a bit?
Maybe.
I forget.
It was one of the past 2 years.
But either way, it's like, Willie was on the team when I was with the Marlies, and I saw his kind of come up with the Leafs, and Sheldon went through this with him, where he's just a guy that sometimes you got to hold the cattle prod in the fire and go, and then you get the best out of him for a little bit, and then you got to heat it back up. It's just, I don't know. Can't stay off him for too long.
What do you guys think in terms of, like, does that look like a guy that's tuned him out?
But
Like,
I mean,
that's the thing. Like,
he had the
fact that he's
game-tying assist and winner. It's like,
the guy that's, if he's willing to stand there and have the heated conversation with the coach about something, to me sounds like at least he's still engaged with them.
that's
Like he's
true.
still
Rather
willing
than
to.
just going, okay.
I'm still
Okay.
willing to. He's still willing to hear what he has to say.
You're probably right.
Even in his post-game comments, he's saying the right thing. He did say post-game that we're on the same page, and essentially we both want the same thing, and that's for the team to win.
Yeah.
So I think you can look at a guy and you can sit there and say, okay, he's not quitting. Like, we're not seeing him shut it completely
Right.
down, but there are also other type of signals that isn't conducive to what the team is trying to do. That's all. And if Willie just has it in his head, this is the way I play, this is who I am, I got to take my chances. I got to blow zones. I can win a game on my own. Just leave me alone. Let me do it. I think we're not going to see much of a change between this back and forth.
Well, this is the thing. It's not like, 2 years ago he was up for the Selke, and this year his defensive game is lacking. It's like, this has always been the way he plays. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is kind of, I know your favorite thing. This is Willie.
It is, but it really is hard to win consistently, or especially when it matters most in the playoffs.
Yep.
Like, we just don't see breakaways. We just don't see blown zones and wide open hockey. We don't, right? And I'll tell you what we really don't see, and maybe this is why you hate this Willie's record for overtime, is because we don't see 3-on-3. It's non-existent. It's not real hockey. And a guy like Willie, with his world-class skill, like, there's a reason why he can score more goals in the history of overtime for the Leafs than anyone else, is because he's so good. He's so talented, right?
Yeah. I just don't think there's anything new to say about this. Like, if we've done this for years.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that line in general outside of Cowan, I thought Tavares looked tired.
Yeah.
A lot of mistakes, just some tired brain
And
stuff.
he still fights. Like,
He's trying to keep
he's
on
trying. Pretty good.
on the game tying goal.
few turnovers.
Oh, really?
Just-
A ton of turnovers.
just looks like a little tired to me.
and speed.
Yeah.
Like, in the neutral zone, they caught him a couple of times.
But good
And-
play on the winner.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
sorry, on the tying goal.
A great effort to keep that puck alive behind the goal line.
Mhm.
And you're going to get every ounce out of him, for sure. But outside of that, you guys good on Willie? You want to
Yeah,
about-
unless you think this is going, you seem to be implying that it's going to go somewhere.
Yeah, I do. I think it'll eventually come together for both of them, or it's it's gonna break eventually. I just don't see. I don't want to see it anymore, to be honest with you.
I think you're going to.
It's like your friend, your couple friend that, that maybe they fight a bit. It's like sometimes they last forever, and that's just part of how their
love
relationship
language,
works.
yeah.
That's just how, or maybe there's someone's cheating and there's an impending divorce. One of the two.
Or
It's either going great or terribly.
Or you stop inviting them to dinner.
Yeah.
Well, Willie does like to cheat up the ice once in a while. Matthews and Nye is returning. Thoughts?
Yeah. The only line that controlled shots, play, possession, etc., expected goals was the Tavares, Nylander, Cowan line last
There you
week.
go.
The rest of them were underwater. Anyway.
Underwater.
Okay, so Auston, he spoke post-game as well. I don't know if you have any of it, but he just said, it took me a while to get my legs going.
Can I be honest? I listened to it, and it's just so
vanilla
and boring that I'm just like, it's worse than Berube.
Okay.
Like, I don't
All right.
want it.
Did you see that? Did you see I thought he was a little bit more engaged towards the latter part of the game.
Yeah. The way I see it is I just think how could you possibly be in shape? Like he doesn't look game fit to me, right? I think the Euro term is match fit. Like he just looks like he's not been well. He hasn't been practicing, hasn't been on the ice. How could you possibly have your legs, your cardio, whatever? He just doesn't, even when he gets a puck in the neutral zone, like he doesn't have that burst. But otherwise he looked good, to your point, like engaged and all that, but he doesn't have that, like.
He just looks like a guy that wants to just shoot the puck.
Yeah,
He's
maybe.
just
You don't think I'm on anything there with the fitness thing?
This is totally to you, is that like what you're talking about. And in his heyday, maybe a year and a half now, he to me, he was a big body that reminded me of a Yager, where once he had the puck, stick a leg out, stick an ass cheek out, and you're not getting the puck off of him, right? He can control it. He can control a play. Then that just seems
doesn't seem like he's moving with it.
That part of his game is gone, and all that's really left right now is let me try to get open, maybe give and go, and I just want to shoot the puck. That's what I am now. I'm a shooter.
Yeah, I think he could probably use.
And to your point, is it because he doesn't want to do that anymore, or he's not conditioned to do that? He doesn't have the confidence to do that. But there's a big part of what made him so successful, so spectacular at times, and arguably one of the best players on the planet. It's been gone, and it's been gone for a while, and we've attributed it to injuries and not being 100%. I don't know where we go from here.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a game or two, like he's been off for 5 games. He's, we know the start of the year didn't go great in the early going here, but I think it's, time to just
physical. You think it's physical?
I do think it's
physical. Nothing mental's going on with him. He's still, you expect him to be a dominant player again really soon.
I expect him to be a dominant player again. Absolutely. I mean, I guess I don't, I'm trying to make sense of what we'd be talking about here. Like, do we think he doesn't want to play? Do you think he?
I think that maybe he needs to revisit passion for the game?
Yeah.
100% I do.
Okay. So you think he's lost some of that?
Do I think he's lost a lot of confidence?
Yes.
100% I do.
I do on that too.
I think there's a lot of things going on, not just physically with him, but maybe between the ears.
Yeah. No, I can see that too. And I do think a run of good play would go a long way to finding that other guy. I don't think we're ever going to get back to Hart Trophy, 70 goals, Selke, that guy. But I do think you can have one of the league's 10 best players still. But it'll take your to your point, confidence. And
are you okay with top 10?
I just
for
don't,
him.
I don't buy as much into the mental part of it as it. I think it might be just physical, boys. He just doesn't move the same as he used to. He doesn't drop the shoulder and burst the same way he used to. The
skating thing's crazy. He's below 50th percentile in every skating category.
You can talk about mental and maybe
typical.
Being the captaincy and that sort of thing that we've talked about, that maybe the heavy C on his chest, blah, blah, blah. That's been a conversation throughout his last 2 years when he hasn't been as good. But for me, it just looks like a guy that's not the same physically when I watch him play. And that, he flew intercontinentally to Germany to see a world-renowned doctor, not because he's feeling great. So I am worried that he's just never going to be the same. That does worry me. Like, I think that.
Oh, I think you and millions of Leaf fans out there there's a concern there.
I would
for
say
sure.
most have concluded he's not going to be the same.
I think he looked okay last night. Like Kyper said, I thought he actually was pretty engaged physically, and like he made a couple good plays along the boards. And I thought he had the nice chance in overtime where I don't know who it is. He walked and he almost slipped it in back door.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, the guy played 24 minutes. He had 3 shots. He hit a post. He killed penalties.
He was all over the ice. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's just not.
Should he be killing penalties?
No.
A guy who's physically had all these issues and the wear and tear of penalty killing, the stopping and the starting.
And you've got Lawton, Lorentz, Yarncroc, McMahon, Joshua.
Why is he killing penalties?
He doesn't need to be killing penalties. Until you can find the best version of this guy, which you got when he was playing 19 minutes a night. You don't need him playing 24, 25 in his first game back.
I think he had 4 separate shifts in overtime.
Yeah,
like they just kept throwing, like every time they got a chance to throw him back out there.
11 didn't get a look this time, eh?
But here's the thing, though. You're the coach of the team. The training staff tells you that Auston Matthews is available.
Press the Matthews button. But
that's 34 again,
speaks
please.
to a coach who thinks that this guy is
a
good hockey player.
Or he's his best option on a team that may not have a ton of great ones.
Okay, tons to get into still on our Leaf Hour edition of our program, including the lineup, which will change again Friday, 5 p.m. tomorrow, right? Against Washington.
Yep.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, we pretty much just said enough with the Dakota Joshua automatic in the lineup. Lo and behold, they did pull him last night. Tell me what you saw without him in the lineup, and if you're on board him going back into the lineup.
What was the game state where you're like, they're missing Joshua? And right now, it's Joshua time. It hasn't happened for the guy. Why don't we listen to the coach? We got Berube, clip 8 there, and then we'll keep going.
I just think getting to his identity. He's a big guy that, he has to be a physical, hard player to play against. And, he's going to make and score his goals around the net, right? So I think just a little more puck touches in the offensive zone from the forecheck, and then, getting to the net front and winning those battles there and tipping pucks. He's got good hand-eye, and he has the capability of putting the puck in the net. That's where I see that his game can improve, but it's about getting there. So just from our zone out, anticipating and being direct, not only him but his line mates, and putting him in a good spot to get on the forecheck or whatever. If a puck enters the zone under control, get to the net and do your work there and disrupt the other team that way. Make it hard. They don't want to box him out. He's a big guy. So I think he can just be more engaged that way.
That's exactly what I think everybody wants to see.
No question. Everything he said is right there. But does he have to go look for it next game? They won 2-1. Is 2 games like ridiculous to sit him out?
It's not.
Well, and I'm looking at the lineup, and so Nylander didn't practice today, so a few things got shuffled.
Yeah.
Like, who's coming out?
Max Domi
is coming out.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, he's practicing on the line like he's a placeholder, right, on Nylander's spot. He's not in a defined spot.
And
I'm not going to sit here and pretend that if Max is a healthy scratch at some point, yes. I mean, he's put himself in a position where if you got to jolt him with a healthy scratch, do it. I told you there's a few guys that could fall in that category, and up until this week, Dakota Joshua dodged it.
Yeah.
But he had the bad giveaway on the goal that led to Werenski and the 1-0 lead for Columbus.
Tough read by Stetcher too, but it was Max.
Outside of that, like, he was on the top line with Matthews. We did see some give and goes. We did see a little bit. The quickness is there. It's not a matter of, can't get there, Max. You're too slow. He's much quicker than Joshua. They looked faster last night without Joshua in the lineup. So I guess the one giveaway and plus everything in the past now makes Max out and Joshua in.
Yeah, the like and plus everything in the past matters here, and I think guys in the room know, and accountability is something we haven't seen a whole lot of.
But you won.
I know, but I'm not superstitious like that. Like you wanted the best lineup you can.
I don't know. Like in all honesty,
I think there's two conversations here, Kyper.
Yeah.
Max definitely deserves to sit at some point this year for the way he's
I
played.
got no problem with that.
But
Okay.
and I will be on your side for that one. But I do think that part of the conversation we've been having all year about quote unquote disconnect is one might be like, okay, you're the winger for Auston Matthews, and then next game you turn the puck over, you're out of the lineup. It's like that's a wild message.
Those are like really, really hard knee-jerk reactions. They are to me. Okay, and you're right, Sam. We've seen it. Press box to the first line to the fourth line, fourth. It changes every game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the opposite of knee jerk. It's a slow boil, this thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
And
but from one game to another, it's been always a new game plan. There's nothing that's stuck for like any real length of time.
I just think if you take Max and he had a different name, he would be like anyone else who's subject to this whim of, you make $3 million. Some days you're here, some days you're there. We'll tell you where you go. And in your own words, Domi is a guy who is best as sort of a utility guy. He can play in your top six. He can play in your bottom six. He can do a few things, and it's going to be different all the time. That's kind of been his.
Yeah, but I also have said that there's stretches in there. There's a week and a half, 2 weeks where you let it breathe a little bit, not one night to another, major changes and shuffles and zero consistency. The guys don't want to come to the rink not knowing.
I think, I shouldn't say I think. I'm sure when they traded for Joshua and they had some good intentions for him, it didn't go well for a long time. They definitely should have sat him sooner than they did, but they finally left at the game 20 whatever, and I'm 100% sure that they sat with him and they said, it's going to be one game. We're going to give you a game to take a look at things from above, sit one out here, and then we'll get you back in. And I think when you look at getting him back in, who else is, I guess Calle Yarncroc, a guy who similarly has produced, gets yanked, doesn't really know which way is up. I think a lot of guys are going through that. I just don't know who else goes. And Domi's definitely been on the list of guys who've been flirting with it.
Agree.
I don't know.
Joe Woll.
Standing O.
We've seen this movie before, right?
Yeah.
And both with Stolars and Woll last year where you're like, yeah, they shouldn't have won.
I think last night was his best game I've ever seen him. Like, I've watched every game he's played pretty much over the last 3 years. I think that's probably the best he's ever had. He was unbelievable.
He can buy them time to sort out problems, right? Like, there was a lot of stuff. He had to make some serious grade A's all night long. And I just think that as they're trying to find what they are at their very best, this guy, he's buying them time, boys.
Let me ask you something. Does a game like that, in your opinion, for Joseph Woll do nothing but build up his confidence like crazy? Or does he go home after the game going, oh, my God, I got to be so good for these guys. I'm not going to make it, boys.
That's a good question.
It's only November here. I can't play like this every game.
I don't know. That's a good question for Valley. I don't know. I have no idea.
What's funny is he really presents as a guy who's, pretty at peace with things and things roll off his back and whatever. But we know that that's not the case. So I don't know. I don't know when he goes home if he's like, okay, they can't ask me to do this every night or what. But if you look at what they want to be, it's something close to we need him to play well. It's win the high danger chance battle, get good goaltending, clutch scores.
What's the score last night if, I don't know,
Caden Primo's
or Matt Murray from
5-1,
6 or 7-1,
6-1, 7-1.
It's like
if you rerun that game, there's not many games where the Leafs come out on top. They got the gift from Kent Johnson going offside, one of the stupidest offsides I've ever witnessed.
Like lazy, eh?
Dumb, lazy, selfish.
Dumb.
Stop. stop
Yeah,
at the.
like,
There's
you're
a
not
guy that
trying
shouldn't
to-
sleep well last night.
You're not racing to get anywhere.
No.
You're ahead of the D still. You're still above the
Nah,
Leafs
you know
D.
what that is? That's just a guy that wants to score so badly.
Yeah. You're
Right?
not helping the team there. That was wild offside.
Also, if Adam Fantilli played against the Leafs every game, he'd be on Team Canada.
Oh, boy.
Oh my God.
Adam Fantilli and Zach Werenski are the fastest kids in the world.
Have we played Berube on Joseph Woll?
There's a couple ones on Joseph Woll. The one I like the best, let me grab here.
Instilling confidence or?
Yeah, the clip 7, please.
Well, it definitely does give the team confidence for sure, and knowing that he's back there doing his job above and beyond, making the saves and giving us an opportunity to win a game. Kind of like just rubs, it just goes down the team and gives you more confidence to do things up the ice.
Yeah. You have a good goalie, you play a little differently, but
What is the Microsoft sound we're playing before?
think that
I
was-
think it's elevator music.
I think
It's a nice touch.
I think that might be Derek. You guys get the
No,
beep,
Derek, nice touch.
beep.
I like it.
I think it was Derek.
It's
They're
very
backing up the
very
truck.
Was it you guys yesterday that talked
I
about,
wasn't here yesterday.
or JB, you,
I don't know,
uh,
probably.
Friday, Saturday,
Uh-huh.
Woll, which game?
I go Hill to be first.
I think I go Hill to be first too. Give Wool a couple days. You?
I'd be tempted for sure to save Joseph for Saturday
Hockey
night.
night in Canada.
Well,
Pittsburgh.
just if they split the next 2 games,
They're
more
okay.
winnable game. Like you should be attacking, I think, Saturday night against Pittsburgh
Yeah.
more so. Like I don't want to say a scheduled loss against Tom Wilson, but that's the tougher game even for Joseph Woll.
I can't help but notice that Berube was asked about
Yeah.
Nyes and should he play like Tom Wilson.
Guess
Oh,
who asked
boy.
Has to be inspired by something.
Let me hear it.
Fox?
Yeah.
Atta way,
The
Luke.
Fox.
Let me
The
hear
Fox,
it.
man.
Clip 9. Then let's get out of here.
Matthew and I could use Tom Wilson a little bit as a blueprint for maybe what he could grow into.
Definitely, for sure. I think they're different though. Tom Wilson came in the league as more of I wouldn't say an enforcer, but that was a big part of his identity, right? Coming out of junior hockey. Nyes comes out of college hockey, it's a different mindset, right? But yes, for sure, he can be that type of player to a certain extent, in my opinion.
What? One guy's Canadian, one guy's American.
One guy's a college hockey
One guy wore a
player.
cage all through his minor hockey, and one guy didn't.
One guy was as skilled as anybody, right? Was he Hobie Baker kind of
Nyes?
material?
Yeah.
Nyes was the best player in the best team in the country, or one of the best teams,
Right?
the best team in the country.
And there was
It is. You're
zero,
coming from a different mindset.
there was zero intimidation in his game coming out of college. Now to flip that switch into the NHL.
Oh man.
Quickly before we go, who wants to win a bunch of cash while doing the best thing this holiday season? Sportsnet 590 The Fan is all in supporting the 50-50 fortune for sick kids. It's a 50-50, so the more money we raise, the more kids we can help, and the more holiday cash you can win. The current take-home prize is a guaranteed $160,000. Buy your tickets at 5050fortune.ca or text the word money to 59590, and we'll send the link right to your phone. 18 plus, please play responsibly. Standard message and data rates may apply. Lottery license RAF 1518410.
You know what's funny is when you play college hockey, you don't know which of your teammates are willing to play like that, like to play. I remember my Justin Johnson that knocked out John Scott.
Yeah.
He was, in college, he good hands,
Yeah.
he'd forecheck, whatever. And then we got, all right, now you're a pro player. And he was just like, who'll fight me? And it
The
was like,
mass,
oh.
it's like, I'm not wearing a visor
Yeah,
anymore.
it's like, you were always like that? I didn't know
should
you were
go.
always like that.
Okay, we'll take a quick
All right.
break. When we return, Jimmy Ralph, Toronto Maple Leaf Radio color analyst, is next. You're watching and listening to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Leaf Hour edition. A few minutes, we'll welcome in Jim Ralph. Oh, maybe not a few minutes, maybe a few seconds. Ralphie, how are you, pal?
That wasn't much of an introduction.
Did I score my own All-Pro hat trick against you? You want me to introduce that?
But like I said, it was the second time I was in that you scored the third one. So I don't even know if I can.
Hershey Park Arena,
Is that right?
Toronto. Where were you guys? Newmarket Saints.
Oh, is that? Yeah. Well, I played for more than one team, Kyper, so you're gonna have to. You're gonna
jog your memory
halfway through that game.
Ralphie, we were just talking about healthy scratches and who should come in and who should come out. You've covered this team for a lot of years. Does it feel like they are really short on their lineups in terms of giving guys ample time to gel, or does it feel to you like it's the lineup changes are more than what even you've been accustomed to following this team for so long?
Well, I was thinking about that, Kyper, and I was going back to when Marner and Matthews started playing together, and then it was who do you get to play with them on the wing, and then finally it was Zach Hyman that emerged as a perfect hit. Then he leaves, and it took a while to find Michael Bunting that played. And you remember that stretch when they went from Nick Ritchie to Joe Thornton to all kinds of guys, trying to fit. Be in that line. So it feels like, especially in the top six, that's the experiment that's still going on. It looks like Easton Cowan is fitting nicely with Tavares and Nylander, but you're still searching for, whether it was Michelli or whether it was Nick Robertson had an opportunity, Max Domi last time. That seems to be the one spot that I think is the biggest concern, is to try to plug and play somebody that's going to have some sort of chemistry. You're not going to replace what you lost in the offseason. But to me, that's, the whole experiment revolves around that spot. And, somebody gets a chance there, and then do the other guys, are they bottom six forwards? Robertson, I think back-to-back games was around 10 minutes, which I think you guys might agree isn't ideal for a guy that you want offense from.
Yeah, so, we were sitting here at the break just chatting about Matthews and where we think he's at, because obviously how he plays has a big influence on how that guy beside him does. What's your take on how he looked in his return, how he's looked this year, and where he's going?
Yeah, I think he was solid last night. I mean, very noticeable. And, I think he had 3 shots, 3 misses. But he's going to have to get back to that 40, 50 goal pace. I think that they got a chance of climbing up the standings and getting in. And I don't think we've seen, the Auston Matthews that we had a couple of years ago, the 69 goal guy. So it's a process, but like I said, I mean, it's going to be more difficult without Marner there to set him up. I think, and if Matthew Nyes was battling an injury before he got hurt, that plays into it as well. But I do think, there's more there, and hopefully we're going to see it if he's healthy.
You're listening to radio color analyst for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Jim Ralph. So, Ralphie, you touched on it in terms of a couple of different looks for Matthews, and last night it was Domi, and there seemed to be some give and goes, and they got the puck to the net, and there was some... there was a little bit of chemistry at least going on there. Max gives up the puck on a key goal, something that I think Berube's seen before. There is a feeling that he may be the next healthy scratch tomorrow against Washington. Is you think that's something that like Austin's frustrated with, or is it just in today's world you just got to accept what happens from a day-to-day basis here, because they'll continue to search. I imagine Austin probably is getting a little frustrated, but that's just my opinion. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's fair, Kyper. And I think sitting back and being the Monday morning quarterback, you could say that maybe ideally you're not going to get the playmaking skill, but Bobby McMahon, he's one guy that I think you expected more from this year, to maybe, knock on the door of a 25, 30 goal season. But, that would be a great line as far as having, size. McMahon's got speed. and they've got some finish, but that hasn't worked. Because you would think on the cycle, on the forecheck, they'd be dynamite as a threesome. So it's, I agree with you. I think there's probably some frustration that nothing has clicked just yet. Like we said, it's just been, the last 3 or 4 games that Easton Cowan has found himself a nice slot with Tavares and Nylander. But yeah, the search for that, the right side of the Matthews line, I think it's frustrating, and probably frustrating that they haven't had, any 4 or 5 game run of success.
So one of the things that people seem positive about this Leafs team, and there are some things to be positive about. You get the goaltender back, and he looks good. You get the 3 players back. You get 2 points. That's great. One of the big ones, though, is Cowan's performance. This guy seems to be making his line better. Whoever he plays with, they give him more opportunity. He's grown since we've seen him in preseason this year. Are you surprised to see how important he's become already for the Leafs? Yeah,
and I mean, a lot of it's opportunity. I will make the bold prediction that he's not going to equal Kyper's hat-trick totals in the American League.
I gotcha.
Yes. And really, it's been a jump where it was 13, 14 minutes. I think he was 18 last night. He was, 20 at home against Columbus. So, it's one of those guys where he's earned the ice time. Mm-hmm. And, now the minutes are starting to show up. So, it was out of necessity that they had to call him up. But, you give a guy all the credit in the world for making the most of an opportunity. And you can hear after games, Berube just speaks glowingly about him. And it's not about the offense. It's how hard he works, how he finishes checks. And the legs are always moving. So, I'm surprised by the turnaround. But like I said, when you look at all the guys that were out of the lineup, he was able, unlike some other players, he was able to take the extra minutes and the opportunity and turn it into a huge positive.
I'll kind of phrase this the same way I did for Justin and Sam in terms of Joseph Woll and what he did last night and what it does to him moving forward. Either gives him abundance of confidence moving forward, or does he focus on how much this team needs of me and the level I need to provide to give us a chance?
Yeah, you know what? That's a slippery slope, isn't it? Because I don't think you can expect 36 saves and 1 goal against every night. I agree with Berube post-game where he said, I thought the first 2 periods, that they were pretty good in front of him, didn't give up a whole lot. And then in the 3rd period, it was like that patience started to wear thin, and guys were starting to get caught deep and try to force passes that were getting picked off and leading to man rushes. I think the shots were 14-6 or something in the 3rd. And those were the games last year, guys, that they were winning regularly. And I went back and did the math. I think last night was just the 5th time all year they've given up 2 or less in 23 games. And last year at this point, it was 12 games, 2 goals against or less. So I think the big thing is, the goaltending hasn't been as solid, but the play in front of them, to me, has been the most surprising thing, is how much more they've been asking from their goaltenders. So, hopefully the positive that comes out of it is played games like you did last year, where you're comfortable in 1-1, 2-2 games and not try to force it and gamble and try to open it up. And, maybe that's what comes out of it, even though ultimately, Woll was the reason you won that game.
So, it ends up being a super close game. Part of the reason, Leafs don't score on the power play. You could say Leafs don't score on the power play a lot of times this year, but we did see them roll out a 5-forward power play, which, we haven't seen since the Mitch Marner quarterbacked version. Auston Matthews at the head of it last night. What are your thoughts on the likelihood of this being something that's not just a flash in the pan for the team?
Well, I would say I like it probably as much as Joseph Woll does.
And by the way, a flash in the pan implies a flash. There was no flash.
No, and I mean, I said to Joe, I said after the first time they tried it, I said, oh my God, it's, you just want someone, I think, back there that's a little stronger skating backwards. And Matthews on the one chance did a good job of staying back and dove to try to block the pass. But, it's somebody's got to be the reliable one and stay back. I mean, I think it's great to push for offense, but you see so many teams now that are just ready to go shorthanded. That they're not just dumping it down the ice. They're going to take off and try to do something. And I'm personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. It'd be great if they went 3 for 3 in the power play. Then I'd probably be whistling a different tune. But I just think that it's almost like pulling the goalie in the last minute of the game. You know what the reward is that you need, but there's a lot of risk that goes with it.
You got a busy weekend here, Ralphie, starting tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern, Maple Leafs and the Washington Capitals. Sure appreciate you stopping by, pal. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, I actually, it's in my contract. I don't work on Black Friday in the States.
You're too busy shopping for sales? Thanks for doing this.
An online hockey tournament video game.
Perfect.
Thanks, boys. We'll see you soon.
Jim Ralph, color analyst, Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, let's go to Craig Berube on the 5-4 power play.
Play the second one of those, Derek. The second 5-4 power play clip.
Sorry. Clip 5.
There was a certain point before Matthews got hurt where, we rolled him up top, and I just like the quickness that he can play up there and the shot. Definitely, that shot going to the net with numbers there, and he distributes the puck well too. He moves it quick, so that was a thought process similar to last year.
Play clip 6 now, Derek.
With some good stuff, but we gave up that rush. Like we got to be better there. We can't dive in. We got to get back and help out. We can't do that. That's just, we can't make that play. But I thought that there were some good things. I think that there was opportunities in the second period on the power play. We had that. We rolled into the middle there, and we're not like looking to shoot right away. We're not looking to off these plays attack and shoot. We're kind of looking for a better play at times, and we don't need to.
Agree with that.
You want to see it this weekend?
I do. Their power play stinks, man. There's nothing going on.
It's not like the other way was lighting the world on fire.
But giving up opportunities for shorthanded goals, I don't need that.
No, of course. But like anything, that was the first time they've tried it. They gave up one rush against, and everyone's like, this thing's going to be, okay, well, let's try game 2. Let's try another couple of power plays.
Yeah.
This is actually, and I'll blame the two of you specifically.
Yes, please.
For when hockey people are like, why do they do the drop? Why do they do this? It's like, if they try something different and it doesn't work, people go, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's like, you need to try some things.
Like Fraser Minton last night for the Boston Bruins, right? Toe dragging. He turns the puck over. We're screaming at him.
Listen, I'll say Fraser Minton deep toe drag to an Alex Steves tap in is not what I had on my bingo card for the Bruins.
Steves second of the night.
Alex Steves is like, how many games he play here? 15. I couldn't tell you one moment, and now he's lighting it up for the Bruins. Like, what the hell's going on here?
But he's a 12th, 14th forward in the National Hockey League.
Yeah,
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And while the Leafs
you could have made an argument for them to keep him too.
I'd rather have kept Michael Amadio or Jared McCann or
now we're talking.
There's a much longer list of people before I'm at Alex Steves.
I just want to be clear. Totally in favor of 5 forwards and do it again.
Yes, great.
It's better. It looked a lot better in moments yesterday than anything else did.
I at least trust that Matthews will make the right play.
Yeah,
good to see. Can he defend?
Yeah.
That's going to be another story, but. Well, I think he'll be okay. Will either of the flank guys be willing to help defend is the next question. Put Cowan on a flank. Cowan will play D.
All right. Okay, you guys won me over.
They're asking him to do everything else. Might as well. Put him back.
We'll look at it.
Goal, kid.
We'll look at it another game.
All right.
Our thanks to Jim Ralph momentarily joining us. We go national next. What do we have to be thankful for, Sammy?
Yes.
Terry Ryan as well from Shoresy. All right, we take it national on the Real Kyper and Bourne show. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy.
All right.
What happened?
Jake is much like you, our beloved TV guy. I don't know. What do you want your role to be called? Technical director for TV side of things. Waited till the very last moment, was like, the jersey.
Oh.
Wait, did you just pass the buck to him for waiting to the last minute
Wow.
to tell you?
Yes.
So I didn't have to throw you under the bus.
No, Jake did.
Jake did.
Jake did. You want me to change it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think people enjoy watching you.
This is the walk of shame.
right. This is the walk of
official-
shame. Yeah. National show, Sammy. We're not Leaf centric anymore. We are live on Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, Sportsnet 960 in Calgary, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.
Flames.
Such
Hey.
a nice jersey.
And they sent it to us.
I know.
They made the effort.
Yeah.
There's others that have not made the effort to send us
We
their
would
jersey.
love to do more Jets talk,
Oh,
but we just don't have
we
a
welcome the
beautiful
Winnipeg
Jets
Jets
sweater.
sending
So nice.
us
Preferably
a
the
jersey.
old school one, like the.
Oh, wouldn't that be
yeah,
nice?
I really like the old school one they have. Yeah.
This hour, Real Kyper and Bourne, brought to you by Bet365. Can we just say happy Thanksgiving to our American friends
Yay!
as we are in our second football game?
Yeah, a large game here. Cowboys Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes got them off to a good start.
Yep.
And then the Cowboys
pick.
responded
They did.
immediately with a touchdown drive. CeeDee Lamb catching it.
I got my American wife at home making an apple pie. Not even a joke. Those are real things that are happening. I'm
Sick.
excited about
Turkey or
that.
no?
Yeah. yeah.
So she,
Doing it up today,
she's
yeah.
really into it, right?
Like to the point where it's like a little weird. Like she's watching the Macy's parade. Sometimes she cries when it's on.
Over a float?
And she's like,
Like
truly,
balloons make her
embraced
cry?
Canadian side to a crazy dude. She can't let go of Thanksgiving. It's the most American holiday of the year.
Like a float would make her cry?
Snoopy, buddy. I don't know. Well, it's the whole thing. I don't know. It reminds her of being around the whole
there was
family.
a big, that during the Four Nations face-off and all that stuff. They were talking about like the 51st state thing, and that was like really hot for a while, and Trump wouldn't shut his mouth about it, and it was a big deal. And I was thinking, yeah, that would really suck, except Thanksgiving. It's like, that day, that one day of the year
to take it on.
would be. I'm so jealous of their
It
Thanksgiving.
chops up the week too. No
It's
one
just
does anything
so
tomorrow.
much better. It's just so much
We
better.
need a hockey day.
I'm
on
calling
our
for
Thanksgiving.
one hockey game on Thanksgiving.
Yes, 100%.
Against the most watched football game in the history of the world.
What time was kickoff
No,
on the first one?
Canadian
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
on Canadian Thanksgiving? I think there are games.
Oh, you want one today? A hockey game?
Okay, what time was kickoff on the first game?
1. It used to be 12:30. Then it's 1.
Well, listen. Why couldn't all the Canadian teams play today
Why couldn't
in Canada?
Why can't you have one
Mathematically,
game
that's a
like
challenge.
at 11 a.m.?
11 a.m. a school day game. They're gonna play
In
the
the
Sarnia
US.
Sting. What's going on
in the U.S.?
Listen. I'm on board.
I'm not.
Let's create a
This is-
Canadian event.
Because there's certain things that are just tradition. And I love traditions, and there's not a ton of traditions left, but just football. It's a football day. Don't try to, NFL already ruined Christmas by being like, sorry, NBA, it's not your day anymore. We're taking Christmas
I don't
too.
think we would have to compete with the football. I think we just kind of latch on to an early game.
It'd be the little yappy dog beside the big dog. Like, we're here too.
So you missed the first half of the first game. You still got 2 more to go.
The Lions are 38, 45, and 2 on Thanksgiving. I thought it'd be worse than that.
In about 25 minutes, we're going to welcome in Terry Ryan, former NHLer, Montreal Canadian first-round pick, who has now turned into a TV star for Shoresy. I only bring this up because I am playing against Terry tomorrow night at Scotiabank Arena. It's the Shoresy cast versus the Toronto Maple Leaf alumni. I've watched a couple of these games already that they've played. I think they played the Islanders. I think they played Detroit.
I haven't seen the Islanders.
I'm watching Darren McCarty drop his gloves with one of the guys.
What do you mean?
Yeah, with it's not Tarnowski. Oh crap.
I don't know, but
Morasti. John Morasti plays.
Nasty Morasti?
Yeah. He's one of the gyms on the show.
I don't need that pressure. I got to be honest with you.
Are you the
You're not
enforcer?
gonna really
I'm
like
not
Tom Wilson?
we got Chris King.
Yeah, put some
we
names
got
down.
Chris King.
Yeah.
And we got Chris King.
If you're checking the game notes and you see Nick Kypreos, there might be someone on there being
Yeah.
like, I guess Kipper's
So-
my guy.
Darcy Tucker, we got
Okay.
Tux.
Yeah.
So
Andropov's not going to go?
who's that?
Andrew-
Andropov's not
playing?
going to go?
Andropov's our biggest, strongest guy. Peter Holland. We got some youth too. But like I'm reminding everybody, like I'm turning 60 soon.
No,
How
you're
old's
not.
how old's
That's not
McCarty?
true.
McCarty's probably about 56.
He's got the mohawk though.
Yeah, the red hair.
55.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
But
we
he's
gotta
got
get him
he's
on.
got juice to do it. I don't. I look at you guys right now, and I can barely get through this show. So looking forward to Terry and discussing how a show like this goes from I don't know, Letterkenny, I guess, started,
Yeah.
and now they just like this is big too. Eh?
Well,
Like,
it's-
there's going to be like 14,000 people at this game, and none of them are coming to see me.
It is culturally like, hockey in Canada is kind of our thing.
Mhm.
And everyone knows the people that are represented in this show. The
Yep.
archetypes, they're there. We
100%.
can all relate to this. It's a lot of our buddies. It feels like being in the locker room.
The second season, they go play all these teams from all across Canada, and they just nail every Canadian stereotype
Is that right?
so hard that it's
Yeah.
just there's some listeners probably in Vaughan that are listening to this,
So-
but the guy that they have that's like the star of the Vaughan team is just like the most.
Ja-
they nailed it.
Jared's
It's
the
great.
star, right?
Yeah, Jared
he
Keeson, yeah.
does everything. He writes, produces, stars.
Yeah.
And somebody told me that he pulled a tooth out of his mouth to be more authentic.
Is that right?
I don't know. That can't be true.
It
Oh yeah,
can
it's that
be.
Terry.
These guys commit to the role.
All right, you ready?
Ready.
Okay, so Sammy, you want to run down what we are thankful for across the NHL in the hockey world? Is this your...
Well, here's the thing. It's hard to get people to come on the show on American Thanksgiving. We have a lot of American guests, and I was thinking to ourselves, what can we do instead of having a
Yeah.
guest on? So I decided to take the low-hanging fruit. It's a good way to talk about a few things in the
They're
league.
all home crying over the Macy's parade.
They are. Everyone's in tears over
But I said
Snoopy.
what we want to do thankful for, and then Kyper naturally was like, let's do thankful or thankless. So I was like, okay. So I thought, we could start with a thankful.
Okay.
And I just got to pull up my sheet here. But I would say that I am thankful for our beloved Rogers Communications
For
Whoa.
spending money.
because, boy, oh boy, they are throwing the cash around. Dylan Cease, 7-year, $210 million contract, $30 million a year. Deferred money works out to $26 million a year. They are splashing the cash. They're acting like a big boy. Everybody likes to complain about Rogers, but now that they're making the Blue Jays good, maybe a few less
Yeah, but it
complaints.
just doesn't stop with the Blue Jays. The commitment to hockey, the national
Yeah.
That's
Great
deal too.
That's great too. But specifically about the Blue
Selfishly
Jays.
speaking,
Yeah. I'm more grateful for that one than I am Dylan Cease.
jobs,
Yeah.
right?
You guys are
Even for Edmonton and Vancouver, naming rights of buildings, like they are
so
spending the cash.
just to start off, I'm thankful for
We're
Rogers.
just going to bend the knee here to start the show.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Papa.
Can we get some coffee though down here? Is that too much to ask?
Thank you, Edward.
Yeah.
I love you.
Am I up then?
Yeah, go to Rip.
All right, I'm going to do a fan take. I have a lot of different versions of takes. My fan take, though, is the Islanders summer of 2025. I'm thankful for it. The Islanders from 2020 to 2024 are picked in the top 20 0 times. 5 drafts, 0 picks.
From when to when?
From 2020 to 2024, those 5
Okay,
drafts.
yep.
0 picks. This summer, they win the draft lottery. Matthew Schaefer, they get rid of Dobson. Schaefer's already better than Dobson.
Yep.
And they get the 16, the 17, couple of young kids. All of a sudden, it's exciting. For Islanders fans, it's been a lot of boring, slow hockey. Makes it fun for me to follow it, hoping to go to a game on the 23rd when I'm there. Fan take, thankful for the summer the Islanders had in 2025.
Wow.
Nice.
I went on in Calgary yesterday morning because I committed to it. I forgot that I did it. And it was probably the worst radio hit of all time from my bed.
Yeah.
But they asked me what my favorite teams to watch are around the league, like my league pass sort of rankings for the league. And I said that the Islanders are in there.
Yeah.
And you would never have said that a long time ago, but Horvat's been unbelievable. Schaefer's clearly so fun to
Barzal's
watch.
flying.
Yeah, that is it the Heineman they got
Yeah.
from the
Like
Habs.
10 goals.
He's been awesome.
Yeah.
So it's a good one.
I am thankful for my Maple Leaf and NHL alumni.
Yep.
And what it's growing into. Of course, this leads into tomorrow night to be, at my age, invited to something still that's special. And we just talked about Shoresy, and we're going to have Terry Ryan, who's also a fellow NHL alumnus. It's amazing. As far as the Toronto Maple Leafs are concerned, I've always stated this is just an absolute first-class outfit. You guys have been to our alumni room. The respect that they show us, it's grown. Brendan Shanahan was a big part of that, but it continues right through. And it's just not just the Maple Leaf alumni. It's the NHL alumni, Glenn Healy, Wendy McCreary. I'm thankful for them.
Yeah.
And it's growing. It's growing. The staff is growing. The opportunities for more players to get involved. The big thing for me is I'm thankful for Glenn Healy and his push to push the NHL, challenge the NHL, challenge the current Players Association to say, hey, listen, where would you guys be without the ex-players?
Yeah.
Like how insurance is coming our way. There's about 1,800 of us that are still around.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, it's not that much in the history of the game. And for some of these guys that don't have opportunities to be involved in the community still, it's there now. I will say this, though, and I speak outside of the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's still a lot of teams out there that can do a much better job of acknowledging their ex-players.
And everyone.
And I don't
wins
want to
when they
embarrass
do.
anybody, and I don't want to name any teams, but come on.
Yeah.
Like, let's do better here. Some NHL teams out there.
Yeah.
Let's acknowledge that these guys were part of your history. They should feel welcome. You shouldn't be charging them full price for a beer, if they come to a game. Come on, guys.
And I will, since I did not anticipate earnestness and sincerity
That's very sweet, Kyper.
from you out of this, so I'll add on to that behind the scenes, the NHL does a lot of work for a lot of people in recovery and going through things. And so grateful that this is all, Glenn Healy has some hand in that too. And
Big time.
Pat LaFontaine and a lot of those guys who've done work with players. And
You're right. Mental health is a big challenge for us. And it's not just the alumnus. It's the spouse. It's the sons and daughters. It's the parents. It's aunts and uncles that are affected by mental health here. And we gotta do our best to look after each other.
it's funny, then you look at, like your thankfulness, and it's like, I'm thankful for the big hit thrown by.
I feel like I guess I'll have to go to my next one here.
All right.
If you stuffed me in a locker with sweetness over there.
You're good. You're good.
I'm flat out thankful for best on best hockey.
Yeah.
And that we get to have what I think are some of the most fun conversations about hockey that I have as a hockey fan. I think a lot of conversations around the Leafs and around hockey and around the league in general is just a lot about how much guys make in terms of how are you going to fit them under the cap, how much they're measured against how much they make, and blah, blah, blah. But I do think that having these conversations about the national teams is so much more about merit and how they are as a player and how they are as they're going to fit on a team and all this different stuff. So I'm so excited the Olympics are coming up, and hopefully they build the rink in time. Hopefully they send the Gourds over there to get it built and we get to watch it. But it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy it's back. So I'm incredibly thankful for that.
Do you guys have
Shout out
any?
Marty Walsh, because he came in and he just got swinging.
Do you guys have any thought about, does it, I don't know the numbers completely in terms of the injuries, if we have more now, or does it feel more, or
Certainly feels like there's more this year.
we went from virtually nothing in the last 10, 15 years to international competition, best on best every other year. Mm-hmm. Is there a part of you that worries about the stress that this will put on our best players? No?
I think there's a conversation to be had about it, but I think all these guys have, at every opportunity, Kyper said that they want to do it.
I know.
It's like, they've all been desperate for it. I guess it's harder in other sports, but, football's never going to have a best on best because it's all American guys. Mm-hmm. But basketball, they all get a chance to compete in in internationally.
But
Baseball,
theirs is off season, is it not?
Baseball is the world. They have the World Baseball Classic right before the season starts.
They don't shut down for
soccer.
3 weeks.
The most popular sport in the world shuts down multiple times every season for international breaks. It's just, I think these guys look around and they have the opportunity to do it. I think they're excited by it. So
I don't disagree for 1 second
but I
that
think
they want it and they're excited about it. But
it's a big toll.
We're talking about what, like 50 NHLers or something like that.
But the best ones
that play, not. By the way, when I say this, I'm not minimizing it, but they play 6 games additionally. But to your point, it's travel, it's pressure, it's a different type of.
I worry a little bit about Connor McDavid because he is the absolute face of the league, and there's just so much on him constantly to be the guy, and he doesn't get days off. I'm telling you, if even on days that he doesn't look great, I'm sure it wears on him because he knows how good he is and how at times he can dominate a game. And I don't know. I mean, just it must wear on him too. You know?
Yeah, I guess remains to be seen.
But what are we going to do? Just keep squeezing whatever we can out of him until we've squeezed.
But like you're kind of making this theoretical thing where we know he's going to break. No, it's going to be too much. We don't know what's too much. Like so far, he's pretty awesome all the time. He's getting older.
And I think I'm seeing a little wear and tear on him right now.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, was he first in the league in points? And
yeah, I just think that whatever the points are, it really all that matters is where's your team, where's the health of the team, and again. Him watching the standings right now and where he feels like
he literally said he has no answers the other night.
Right, I've never heard him like that before.
But it's very presumptive to be like international play is why he's been to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. Like that.
I know,
but I mean the Islanders when they won all their cups, like it wore on them too. Like that wears on guys. That's part of the thing is the grind.
But they had. I don't know how many Hall of Famers and how many guys to lean on, and no one as good as Bossy and Trottier were. Clark, your father-in-law, your dad, they had a multiple amount of star players to lean on. Yeah. Connor has Leon, and that's it.
I know, but we're talking about international play being the reason you think he's slowing down. It's like it's a lot. I agree. He himself has dealt with a lot.
I think it's probably the hardest by far for him.
He's carrying the biggest burden of any hockey player on the planet.
Yeah, and I think McKinnon. I mean,
he gets to do it in Colorado,
but he's got to go. But he's already won a cup. He is clearly, his team's unbelievable. He's going there feeling the best he's ever felt. It's a different scenario for him than it is for McDavid. Yeah. Sid's going as like the captain who's just, it's like one last ride.
This conversation is more about McDavid than it is about international play. Because international play hasn't affected who else has worn the burden that McDavid's taking from this.
To your point, it's an accumulation. Like not only are you dealing with
a lot of hockey.
Multiple Stanley Cup finals, and then and then there's weddings, and then you got to fly over to France, and you got to come back, and I got to train. And
so, would you like to see no international play?
No. I think, in all honesty, I think every other year between a World Cup and an Olympic is too much. It's too much for me. Every other year is too much for me. I'll take every 4.
How about every third year? Can I say every third year?
I think if everybody wants the Olympics, it has to be once every 4 years.
Do you think the World Cup is a money grab?
I think that's
by the NHL.
I actually think that's fair with Kyper, but you can't.
100%. It's about the cash.
You pay the players for that. They get paid for the World Cup.
Yes, it's a PA. Yeah. It's a split between the PA and the owners.
Yeah. But I also think that there's always sketchy with the Olympics in terms of if the players go or not. And like, I know it feels like that's a lot more fleeting than a World Cup having it set in stone.
I'll take a World Cup every 4 years and ditch the Olympics.
You could actually run it concurrent to the Olympics at the same time, whatever. It's just like, we're just going to control our little section of this.
I mean, you could easily do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea.
IOC would not be happy.
Boys, we just fixed international hockey. All right, next.
The kids and the turnarounds. I
Okay.
was really having a tough time watching the same team suck.
Okay.
The Ducks have been brutal. The Wings have been brutal. The
Yep.
Blackhawks for a while. The Sharks.
Yep.
Thank God they're going the right direction. We need some turnover in this league. Felt like some of the rebuilds are taking a long time, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, Celebrini's second in the league,
Yep.
and Bedard's fourth, and Leo Carlson's a star, and Cutter Gauthier shoots it in the net.
Okay.
And there's this like influx of new blood, of new excitement, and teams going one way.
Love that.
I'm thankful for that.
Love that.
Yeah. The one thing that I find a little bit kind of not concerning, but like how
By the way,
much
everyone's
how much
thankful that Thanksgiving should be followed by Kippers. Actually, here's why
I'm
that
concerned.
sucks.
it's we have
Grateful for Grandma.
we
I
have-
don't know
Kipper
about
would be
her.
an electric dinner guest on Thanksgiving.
I'm not sure, like, if these guys are going to turn real close or real soon into like superstars.
Telling
there's
teams, the players.
just certain players in certain markets. As we continue to kind of push 32 teams or 34, 35, there's only so much attention to go around. Like, if we had 16 or 18, 20 teams and you had a Celebrini, he'd be celebrated a lot more. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I
So,
think
I mean,
I
imagine
think
the league if
sometimes
there was 20
like
teams.
he's kind of getting 24,
Oh,
20.
God, imagine the league.
I'm just saying that
Let's cut
like
18.
I don't
Let's
know
just cut Florida right
if
off.
if they'll ever get like the full attention, especially in like hockey markets.
Well, you know what's great
Like,
for that?
He's kind of getting lost.
It's almost
I'm
like
worried about some of these guys getting lost.
I guess I don't understand. So you think that because there's too many players,
I just think that there's so much to go around and so much to cover and so many stories to cover.
I see, yeah.
That a guy like Leo Carlson
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
he's
Anaheim
he's not moving the needle.
will never get the attention. Will never get like his just due if he turns out to be an incredible hockey player. He'll just stay in his little pocket and
Yeah.
get his little endorsements and.
Hey,
but
we
would-
talked to
we-
Getzlaff the other day. He'd
we-
be a massive star were that career in
Yes.
Toronto.
we can't like celebrate them as national kind of.
But that's our job. Isn't that our job?
Yeah, it feels
To
like,
be like people, Leo
feels like
Carlson.
that's our job.
Yeah. I'm not doing Leo Carlson from here. Turn him into a Canuck. Turn him into an Oiler,
Yeah.
a Leaf. Then we got something to talk about Leo. But I ain't talking about Leo from here in Anaheim.
Would Anaheim take all of the Leafs draft picks for the next 2 drafts?
No,
for Leo Carlson.
it's not enough.
No.
I mean, what you mean 1 first and a 7th? Kipper, you got one?
I am thankful for NHL officials.
Oh,
My
boo,
God.
boo.
See, you know what? I'm thankful for that too. I am thankful that
Thankful
we
for the guy in the
still.
Leafs game last night. He
I
was
am-
on fire.
I am thankful that we still have that human element when we can go. That call sucks.
Okay,
Okay.
we're losing that in baseball.
Respect that.
That's my whole point. Is that
Football could use
as-
some more
as-
robots.
as bad as it is that you think it is? I like that.
Yeah.
I do. I think we've maxed out on video review and getting it right. Let's please keep the human element into this.
I think you can't change it in hockey. Like all our penalties are subjective. A hook, a hold, you could never have.
I'm telling you, I'm watching this artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want. You can
not
set up
necessarily well,
You,
but yes,
you can set up a computer that watches a game and
the Hold Nader 3000.
and judge
Hold.
and program whatever you think is a trip and not a trip. Just let me know.
Yeah. No, hey, you're not wrong.
Okay,
All right.
AI officials is something I didn't think.
buddy. I'm telling you, it scares me.
Intentional offside. What intentional?
And
Now-
then for some reason, the hands are weird on it.
Now, did you catch the official last night? I think it was Chicago and Minnesota calling
boy.
the major.
Yeah,
Do we
man.
have that, Derek?
We do? Oh, wow. That was extremely fast.
These guys are pros.
Minnesota number 5, Chicago 34, Chuck and Knox, 5 minutes each fighting.
Chuck and Knox.
Chuck and Knox.
Chuck and Knox.
Chuck and Knox.
That's too
That's too Shoresy.
Okay.
Come on.
That's too
This is
junior
where-
hockey.
It's 5 for fight and hit the box.
This
boys. What
is-
are we doing here?
This
That's
is
absurd.
This is where, like, I like the human element of you making a call,
But
no one is paying to come and watch you
Bingo.
announce Chuck and Nux.
meanwhile,
Chuck and Nuck.
Meanwhile, Michael Buffer and Bruce Buffer have their feet up on, their mink couches. You say no one's here to see these guys. If they can entertain, they entertain.
Time. There's nothing like that.
No, it's electric.
There's nothing like. I
if-
want that for my funeral.
If
Please
Chuck
hire
and
Buffer.
if Chuck and Nux becomes a thing, you'll see T-shirts, hats, brands. Violent Gentlemen are going to have Chuck and Nux hats tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
Chuck and Nux.
Mark
That's
my
where
word.
you can get yourself in trouble.
What's the name of the ref?
5 minutes for
What's
fighting.
the name of the ref?
No idea.
I don't know. It was
it Wes McCauley?
No, it's not Wes.
There's
It's not
the
Wes.
one guy. Is
It's
it
not
Andy?
Wes.
What's his
It's
name?
not Wes.
There's
Both guys, 5 minutes each for fighting.
There's a guy you will know. He will be famous for that, and he's going to have a brand. It's going to be a whole thing. You just wait.
Chuck and Nux, the podcast.
Yeah, it's coming.
We should probably. This has gone a lot better than I expected. So we're kind of getting deep on time here. But
I got lots.
here's what I'll
to go.
say. I am so thankful for the Edmonton Oilers. I just because
Does it make you forget about the Leafs?
misery loves company, and
They're not the most miserable.
they are definitely
Oh
are
my
having
gosh.
Misery rankings #1 in the league.
100%.
I find it tough to argue that, actually.
I mean,
Yeah.
they are having a way worse year than the Leafs.
Great
the Canucks are not having
I don't know
fun.
about way worse.
Buddy, way worse.
No.
Yes.
The Leafs were in the basement.
No.
Before
worse,
last
worse.
night.
Connor McDavid literally was like, I will take $8 million below market value to be like, I'm staying here. I care about this. And they immediately gave it all
To
these
watch
guys who
Evan Bouchard
can't
just-
do anything.
Yeah.
Like
He's
Wallen's
having
been
a tough
awful. Ekholm looks like he's past his prime. Like this whole thing that they built this on, that like he took his discount for, and they reek. I watched that game the other night that you did. And boy, I've got more message about my Bet365 pick for that one.
What'd
than
you pick?
I picked Skinner 25 saves.
Did he make them? Seemed like there were 1,000 shots.
You did the game. He was out in the second period. Anyways,
Don't hold me accountable.
3 and 6.
I honestly think that like they are the biggest disappointment by far in the league, and I actually think they may stink. And it's distracting me a little bit from the Leafs, where the Leafs are having a bad year, but they lost their best player last year. There's an expectation. There's a reason that they're not nearly as good. Oilers are supposed to be in their cup contention window, and they're going to have a hard time making the playoffs. Oilers reek.
Yeah,
Didn't see that coming.
it's more.
Maybe
Yeah, for
more
that
of a
reason
thankless.
alone, it is a lot more sensitive, I think, out there.
Yeah. I'm thankful for, I'm going to go with the increase in player power in terms of having the power to say, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go somewhere else. I love the NBA's yeah, I know you don't. I love the idea that these guys are like, I want to be here. I'm not happy with this. They're dictating. It's a soap opera. And I think the off-ice stuff is fun when guys are changing teams, and it creates rivalries and drama and pressure and storylines.
Just remember, there's two sides.
Yeah,
There's
fans-
also another side that could tell somebody, maybe you should just stay home. You know,
What do you mean?
just don't come to work. We'll pay
Yeah.
you to stay home.
Yes, we've yet to see a team do that, though. They all get someone for their rather than a disgruntled player.
Yeah.
You think it's coming where a team says, "Oh, you don't want to be here? You have a contract. Bye bye."
Yeah, with certain players, yes. Yeah, I do.
We should do game time.
I'm also grateful for Tom Wilson because he reminds teams that you still need a little of that element
Oh
in the
my
sport.
God,
And
I love him.
I'm also thankful for Connor Bedard as not being a bust.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
I just thought it might happen, and it hasn't happened. It's
nah,
like-
not a bust.
I was worried, man.
just
He was awful for
not
2
a
years. He was
bust.
a
Just
kid, I get it. But
a very good hockey player.
correct. And now he looks like he's going to be a star. It's game time, presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 18 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. As we discussed off the top of our show here, no hockey today. There wasn't the school day game that Kyper wants at 11 a.m. The only action is live right now. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing against the Dallas Cowboys.
What a game so far.
What a game so far. Chiefs leading 14-10 at this point. Later on tonight, on paper, earlier this season, this looked like a much better matchup when they scheduled it, I'm sure. But the Cincinnati Bengals are in Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. The return of Joe Burrow tonight. Not sure I would be telling him to get back under center for a team that's 3-8.
I like his answers about this, though. He was like, they pay me a lot of money to be the quarterback.
He's a football player. He wants to
Yeah.
play football. I get it. I
like
understand it. But at some point, it's like, this guy's been banged up his whole career. Maybe you don't need to get him back under center in the most violent game on earth for no reason. But they are big they are big underdogs, as you would imagine. They are plus 290 on the money line. Baltimore Ravens minus 370. I think the Baltimore Ravens, I watch a lot of NFL. I'm a bit of an NFL pundit, if you will, you know.
Okay.
I think the Baltimore Ravens are big time frauds, and I think Joe Burrow could have a little bit of a game today. So give me a long shot on the Cincinnati Bengals tonight in Baltimore at plus 290.
Big number.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, and don't ever bet Stu Skinner to make 25 saves at a hockey game ever again. That was Game Time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 18 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
So just to add to your comment about Joe and potentially looking at it going, what's the point?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I do worry about guys coming out of the Olympics, looking at their team, saying no shot at the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm shutting it down too.
Yeah, like Auston Matthews.
Yeah, like Auston Matthews.
Matthews, there could be a handful of guys.
Yeah.
Right? Wonder if they feel like
but
I'm
I
getting
mean,
paid a lot.
We should go.
That seems unrelated to the Olympics, right? That's just that time of year where
Yeah.
it's like
Well, it's related to the Olympics, you know, because
they'll go play there.
they'll go play there and play hard. All right, let's take a quick break. When we return, Terry Ryan, star of Shoresy, gets to face the Toronto Maple Leaf alumni tomorrow night, Scotiabank Arena. We'll have Terry tell us how he's going to make me look good tomorrow night.
Is that? I doubt he's going to do that. I bet he'll do the opposite.
Star of Shoresy when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the Real Kyper and Bourne Show, National Edition. As a reminder, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee.
What time is that game tomorrow night that you're in?
Well, let's just be clear here because it's out of whack tomorrow. We are on the air
Oh yeah.
at 2:30.
2.
Oh, my God.
No.
2 to 4:30.
Why is your mic not working?
Oh, Derek cut. Oh, there it is. Derek cuts me off. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Edmonton was like, hit the off button when I was
Edmonton
talking.
cut him off.
Are we dentist time?
2 to 4:30 tomorrow.
Is that a tooth hurdy joke?
2:30. Very good. 2 to 4:30 because the Leafs start at 5. So 2 o'clock till 4:30 p.m.
The Ted Reeve Tornadoes play at 6:10,
Well, I
baby.
get to go.
Woo! I'll be there.
NATOs.
I do believe our puck drop, NHL alumni versus the Shoresy cast, is 7:10.
7:10. That's very
Yes.
official. Anthems and everything? Probably.
I don't think that they've ever gone without anthems
No, they'll do
for
it.
a hockey game.
Well, good news.
All right, let's welcome him in, the star of tomorrow night's hockey game, Terry Ryan. Terry Ryan, former National Hockey Leaguer. Terry, what's going on, bud?
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm a big fan of the show. You're doing a great job, and it's exciting to be back in Toronto for our big game.
I love it. I love it. Last time I bumped into you was it Game 6 or Game 7 of the World Series?
It was game 6. I would have gone to 7, or fortunately, I got invited to 6, and that was good. I'm a big Jays fan. I was in Alberta to do an event on the Thursday, and I had one in Saskatchewan on the Saturday. But got the invite on the Friday, so flew in and shortly flew back out. But that was a great memory. And I love the Jays this season. They're a metaphor for so much in team sports, and what they accomplished and how they did it. Is not always so obvious in baseball. I find being a great teammate and going out there in hockey, it's a lot more tangible. It's a lot easier to accomplish when you can hit and you can fight. And the season it requires so much physicality. But for that team to come together and pick each other up when they were down constantly was one of my favorite sports memories as a Canadian.
Terry, I want to get into tomorrow night's game for sure, and we will, but just take us back a little bit, okay? You're from out east, a small town. You live every Canadian boy's dream of growing up and getting drafted and playing in the NHL. And today, you're not necessarily known as an NHL ex-player. You are an international TV star, okay? How the heck does that happen, buddy, for a guy like you?
It's really wild because honestly, I left home. I'm the only Newfoundlander to play in the Western League. My dad played pro hockey, and I'm not going to say he full on guided me with every single decision, but I loved, watching Major Junior on TV. It wasn't much of a possibility. We had John Slaney came out before me, but John won a tournament to get to come to the SO Cup, I think, and got noticed up here. John went 9th overall, but there wasn't a lot. Steve Locke, I can count him on one hand, and I knew the Western League was a great league. I went to the Quebec Pee Wee tournament, and Tri-City were there, and they thought outside the box, and they convinced my dad that it was a good package to have me come out west. I had to move out west in order to get drafted there. Not that I had anything against the other two leagues, but Tri-City made it a pretty good offer. They paid for my schooling, to be honest with you. If one game they said, if you get hurt or whatever, we'll figure out a way that all your schooling will get paid for. And that was the main thing. My dad played pro, as 5 brothers and sisters, and retired when he was, I think, 24, 25, with a real good chance at going back to the NHL. But Dad's goal was to get his degree, right? So I kind of looked at the world like that. I didn't think that I really had that much of a chance to play in the NHL. I wanted to, but I wanted to springboard it, and Tri-City offered me to go out when I was 14, so I did. And then one thing led to another, guys. So I went through. I had a successful career of sorts. Montreal Canadiens are my favorite team ever. They still are. So to get drafted there was so overwhelming and surreal. But it was my own fault that it didn't work out. It did to a degree. I was rookie of the year in the minors. I was doing well. I played some games there as a 19-year-old, and it just I didn't like Michel Therrien, but that is no excuse not to go back to camp. I made a mistake, and I didn't go back. I could have tried to talk it out with them. I didn't. I just went through my agent. It was bad news, and I hurt my ankle while I was holding out. And I never got to live my dream. I was the 8th overall pick, the highest pick ever from Newfoundland, and I had egg in my face. It was hard to get over.
But the TV,
the
TV.
Well, here's what happened. The Canadians called me, Susan Cryans from the office. She changed my whole life, and she said, it's in your contract. If you retire because of injury, we have to pay for your schooling, but you only have like another 2 months to register. You got to do it by September. So I went in not knowing anything. And I got a folklore English BA. I was going to go on and be a teacher. But within that, I got a film studies certificate sort of thing. And then, I started working on crew guys for 4 or 5 years. I met Jason Momoa. And Jason said, keep the tooth out and I'll get you some stunts. I was a drug dealer. I was a pimp. I was a gangster. I was a British. The first one was the Frontier is on Netflix right now. You go back and watch that tonight, and the very, very first scene is me. It called for a British soldier to be captured and really beaten up, begging for his life. And, between Momoa and Take Shot Productions, I'd been working 5 or 6 years on crew, and I mean jump how high on crew. I wasn't like camera guy. I was like, the director needs a coffee, Terry, get it. But I needed to pay off bills. I thought I'd be playing hockey, man. So that's what happened. And I got in the union through stunts, and then Letterkenny found out I had no tooth. They were looking for a Newfoundlander, right? I went on Spittin' Chicklets to one of those shows talking about it. I can't remember which one. And then shortly after, I got a phone call, and they said, hey, this is Letterkenny Casting. You still got that tooth missing? I said, yes, I do. Thank you, Jason.
Unbelievable. Terry, I have so many things to say. First off, love your coat, love your career. You played for my dad. My dad loved you. We have all these wonderful ties. I just want to go back to one thing you just said. Do you know the name Danny Virtue at all? Stunt guy. He was in stunts anyway with
exactly
Jason Momoa. Yeah. My uncle's writing his book right now, and we were talking about this. So did you do training to do stunts?
I did. So he had a guy with him over in Newfoundland. We did Frontier in Newfoundland. The last season, we did it over in Northern England and Scotland. So he was nice enough to take me over there and do that. Danny was in, I think Momoa did some stuff up here in a show called C maybe, and then something out west. The guy he took over to Newfoundland's name was Todd Scott. And Todd, I didn't have much time. Momoa really knew my story. I mean, he'd read my book. My book had just come out, Tales of a First Round Nothing. He's from Des Moines, Iowa. He's got really humble beginnings, and he read the book, and I taught him to skate. He knew how to play roller hockey. He didn't know how to skate and stop. So that's what happened. And then they figured an easy route to get me in, because they're not going to take a locations guy over to Europe. He figured a way to do that would be fighting stunts. So honestly, we went in, without getting into all the specifics, like 3 weeks of hard training he put me through. Most of the guys were with Lord of the Rings, Kim, Fabian, a few more. So I just immersed myself. So he said, look, this is what we're going to do on this show, Frontier, and just learn how to take a fall, where the camera's got to be for your head to move and all those things. And it was a crash course, but I took it really seriously because I knew, man, it was a year before that. I was up here, man, walking around, getting odd jobs. 2016 or 17, I'd come in and do. I used to go on with Bob McCowan here and there, and then I'd come out, and then, like, for a while I had nowhere to stay. Right? It was wild. The whole thing was wild. Lost my house at home, came up, and then Momoa, my hour. I was married with kids. That's the thing. I had to do something for them. It wasn't all bad. I just mean there was a bad period there. I needed money, and Momoa helped me out. So that was it. I learned basically to do fight stunts. And when you got that, you can springboard. A stunt payday is a good day. So I was basically traveling all over, working crew, and then hopefully getting a stunt for a day.
You're watching and listening to Terry Ryan, former National Hockey Leaguer and now current star of the show, Shoresy. So tomorrow night, like, it's your cast, but they're all like ex-players. We got the Nolan brothers. Like, all of you guys are going to skate circles around me, man. And first and foremost, how do you guys go from being a TV cast to now doing a circuit now? You've been in Long Island. You were in Detroit the other day, Toronto tomorrow night. How did this start, and how's it going?
I tell you how it started. It started just last year. Like, Letterkenny do a series, like they go coast to coast, both countries, doing like a stage show kind of thing, right? So like a play, like a series of skits. Well, like Letterkenny. So we were in Jared Keeso's ear. He plays Shoresy. We were in his ear last August because we went there. Season 4 was mostly summertime. There wasn't much hockey in it. So we were talking to Jared, going, "Hey, where's our slice of that pie, man? Like, take us on tour." Never thinking much of it. And then in September, he said, "You know what? We can do this. We should play hockey." And it was within 2 months they set it all together. When we came out in Detroit a year ago. We played in Detroit 3 nights ago. Now, a year ago, we were there as well. That was our first game. And we came out for warm-up, and we looked up, and we could see, like, eventually 12,000 people came to the game. We were like, okay, this is way bigger than we thought. Way bigger. When he first said we'd be playing, honestly, I thought we'd be playing firefighters in Miramichi. You know what I mean? Like,
you're playing Scotiabank Arena.
Wrong with that. I just mean, like, I thought it would be those kind of alumni games. Yeah. But the show caught on, guys, and I don't know. I've done a lot of these things, some kind of, a lot of things. It's great. People give me credit for trying. A lot of it was gun to my head, man. I had to make money for my family, for me, and I got presented opportunities. So this stand-up comedy and everything, I never wanted to do any of that. It just kind of led to something. But when this started happening, we could sense there was something really different. And we used to joke about it because we're on set, we're playing this hockey team, but we all played hockey. Some of us played together. We all played against each other at some point, or at least knew of each other. So now we're getting to go out and actually play games and go on tour. It's so wild. And when I got hurt when I was 22, 23, it killed me more than anything. I mean, money and everything was just totally secondary. I wanted to play in the NHL. I worked so hard. I thought, I'm going to get there. I'm such a hard worker. I'm going to get there. I'm not going to miss this opportunity. And then I just kind of burned myself, and I felt so bad. And now at 48, to still be going out there and playing in NHL rinks with thousands of tens of thousands. I mean, I don't know. So that's on my own unique story, but we're all aware of that. None of us expected this. And now to get to go out, and we felt like a team, but now we really are. And more than anything, these are friends for life. Like anything, Nick, you won a Stanley Cup. Of all the teams you played on, that's what we feel like. We feel like in the acting world, we got as lucky as someone playing hockey. Not that it's all luck. You worked hard. I'm saying that to get there and win the Stanley Cup, like we got on. I know how hard it is to be an actor and then to get on a regular show that's quotable, and then a regular show that's quotable that people like is incredibly rare. And we got to do it. And now we get to go out And it's such a great vibe because it's the only situation I've ever been in that people are cheering for both teams. It's such
I don't know about that. I'm really looking forward to it, Terry. Listen, I haven't felt this way since the night before I had to go face Probert and Kosher in Detroit, man. I'm feeling it right now. You got a little pressure on me.
Well,
hey.
I can imagine what those nights would be. I mean, I played in the Western League in the 90s. I played enough pro, but Nick, really, your resume, and especially coming out of junior with as big of a goal scorer as you were, and to adapt and then nothing.
Well, I appreciate that, pal.
NHL a long time.
And
I've got respect for your career, man. I really do.
Thank you, Terry. And let me say, we talked a little bit about the NHL alumni, and we're awfully proud of you as well, my friend.
Yeah, man, way to go.
Post-career, right? Post-career, it's all about us looking after each other after it's done, and we're thrilled for you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. And listen, Justin, a big shout out to your dad. He was real good to me. I chose to go back to St. John's and play in my hometown, but he was an awesome guy.
Glad to hear it, Terry. Thanks for your time today, man. Congrats on all your success.
Terry Ryan, everybody. Former National Hockey Leaguer and now superstar television.
What did we have him on at 5:35? We should have led at 5 and had the full hour with Terry.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
He's the man.
Yeah. I mean, that's fantastic. Great stuff.
I met him at the Conn Smythe dinner last year. Came up to me and was like, "Yeah, I love your show." And I was like, "You love our show?"
Yeah.
I was like, and it was a really amazing. And we had a conversation. We talked the whole night, crushed a few beers, just got here amazing stories.
And you didn't get a cameo out of that? I'm telling you.
On what?
On his show, Shoresy.
No, I'm not going on
But
there.
they need a
They could
kooky.
use you for
what?
They need a kooky
For what?
fan. Just a crazy
some big
fan.
duster to grease in the final episode.
Yeah,
or something.
listen, I'll happily be a mark. Like somebody, if Terry needs to grease somebody
Go
along the
low
end
on
board,
Sammy.
Who is the crazy fan in Major League 2, I think? Was it Randy Quaid?
I don't know.
Where he
He's
spent
crazy.
3/4 of the
Checks.
show talking about the Cleveland Indians like, they stink. They're going to be brutal. They stink.
That's me.
Yeah,
that's
you.
literally me.
You're Randy Quaid.
Yeah, whatever. So you gotta get alley tickets. Okay,
Buddy.
you gotta get it for them. Like I don't like. Yeah, there's lots of
Selling
people.
out the barn.
There's lots of people in line, but like.
I'll try.
Okay,
I'll try.
Thank you. Hey, one thing I will say, and we were doing our thankful stuff off the
Yeah.
top, and not to get too cheesy, but I am really thankful for you guys.
I was wondering if
I
we
was
were gonna
really
do
hoping
that.
none of us would have
but
to
like,
say that.
And I'm just
Okay.
thankful for just hearing Terry Ryan talk about his career and just like how appreciative he is. It's just like people, I am just literally a dumb fan that ended up here, and people come up to me on the street and tell me they love what I say, and I get to do this with you guys every day. I'm truly thankful for it.
I'm grateful too. So,
I-
we're
Yeah,
lucky.
and that's the one thing about Terry and Shoresy. Like they're a tight knit group.
Yeah.
Like nobody has to tell me that. You can see it.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, I follow him on
Yeah.
Instagram. Those guys are always together. They always look like they're having a
Always.
blast together. It's just
Right.
like they're the dudes.
Yeah. And no matter how dumb you sometimes
I am
come
very
across,
dumb.
we
Yeah.
love you.
Thank you.
Right,
Thank you.
JB?
Thank you. I am very dumb though.
No matter
Dumb
how
ideas.
Oh, yeah,
No,
like,
no, you're
thankful.
not dumb. Just have some dumb
you
ideas.
just sound dumb.
I just play a
Yes.
dumb guy on TV. We didn't get
Very
to play.
male way to end that.
What?
We gotta. I guess we'll
Nice
play it
phrase.
tomorrow. We didn't get to play the Buble thing.
Oh yeah,
We don't have
Buble
time.
on our buddy Frank
Yeah, we don't have time.
Cervelli.
We don't have time.
Wow, it was kind of funny.
It was an
Kinda
incredible
funny.
one-liner.
All right,
and
well,
tomorrow,
we'll save it.
Saving it.
Brady Kachuk's back tomorrow.
Brady Kachuk. Good news for the
Sens.
Ottawa
Just
Senators fans.
Brady,
All
by
right.
the way, he's been pretty entertaining on that podcast.
I would say-
You thought Matthew was going to be the guy? Brady's the guy.
Clips haven't totally sucked.
No,
That's the best compliment I'll give them.
Brady's been good.
Boys, they do it all.
They do it all.
And we try to do it all, and we accomplish nothing but beats sitting at home doing nothing.
It does, yeah.
Our thanks to Terry Ryan, who's in town for a Shoresy cast game against our Toronto Maple Leaf alumni. Tickets still available, Sammy, I think.
And Leafs line tomorrow, 416-413-4141. Leafs line tomorrow. Please call, leave a message.
For our friends south of the border, enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving, and we're back tomorrow on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show.